Guess we're on.
Yeah, we'll. Where's the camera not working? I started the fucking camera. Hold on, folks.
1 second.
Stage. We should be live. We're live.
Good Friday morning,
Don't know
and
what that
welcome
was,
to the
folks.
5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Co Cigar at 3418 Bienville Boulevard / Highway 90 in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I am joined by my two co-hosts, Mort, Bones, and myself, Maverick, welcoming you to the show. Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, he gets a little live, don't he? Then
Yeah,
he goes to full sleep.
in about an hour.
So what's happening, gentlemen?
Well,
PCA weekend.
it is
PCA weekend
Um,
in New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, Mort.
well, I'm kind of the last person that you want because I've been to one.
Okay.
It's more for the manufacturers and cigar shops.
Okay.
It is not a it's not an event that casual smokers or just normal smokers.
Okay.
It's not an event for customers.
Okay.
It's not a consumer event.
Not a consumer event, so it's
No.
not really a big of a deal
Well,
for consumers.
right, for somebody that smokes cigars, you're going to get a chance to see what's released
Okay.
or getting ready to get released.
And
But
shit, we can't afford to
but
buy.
you're not going to be walking out of there with a sample of everything.
Yeah, you're not getting the swag bag.
There is no swag bag.
Okay.
No.
No, it's not a consumer event.
Yeah, I wish it was, but it's not. So there we go.
They really don't, unless you go to an event like the Great Smoke or something like
Barn
that.
burner or whatever.
You're not going to get loaded up with swag.
Okay.
That's not the whole intent of this event.
We got something else on that on swag bags. I don't know.
Okay,
but,
I just have to make a side note. Your mustache is looking very good today.
Thank you.
Looking very catfish hunter.
That wasn't my intent, but
That's a good kudo.
yeah.
got a little bromance going on.
Well, I mean, Catfish Hunter.
Can you add a
he's
link
dead
to
though,
that,
isn't he?
Bones?
No. I'm going for two different reasons. I'm going to take pictures and some videos for the TPA, the Tobacco Products Association,
Okay.
which we discussed before. They're trying to form and get together to get the consumer more involved in the cigar industry,
Okay.
because the consumers are the ones that support it.
Wow, that's true.
So I got an email list from one of the guys on the show, on part of the board. He does AI shit, put everything together. I'm going to start sending out emails to different shops, trying to get them to join. Blah blah blah. So I'm going to take pictures and, like I said, videos. I'm also going to see some friends we've made.
Absolutely.
Since we've been doing this.
Absolutely.
Gabby's going to be there. Doc is there. Kerr and Kevin got there yesterday.
Yep.
Nice.
Johnny Smokes, just a bunch of Boston Jimmy's going to be there. And I got introduced. I met a girl from Lincoln, Nebraska, online strictly, that we talk every now and then, and she's there. She's fluent. So it's more of a lot of it's a social thing too for the folks that partake in the media side of the cigar world.
Yeah, but let's just be real.
You know,
Okay, as far as media goes,
well,
we were only allowed one media pass, and there's three of us.
yeah, I don't get that.
That's right.
So what should have happened if you're going for this BCA or whatever it is, right?
The TPA,
The reason
The
you
TPA,
said,
you should have gotten a media pass for them.
yeah.
Well, there's other folks going, so I'm a low man on the totem pole.
But what I'm
I
saying
wouldn't
is
have
that
gotten one.
You're still media.
if you're doing all the work for them, you should have been the one with a media pass.
Right. I agree.
But that's
Neither
just,
here nor there.
that's just a side bitch that we've got.
Yep.
Folks, if you want advertisement for your event, look, let's just get real. The Great Lakes show, there was 5 of them.
Right.
Only 1 out of 5 can go.
Well, they're not. Yeah, they're not going this year.
I know they're not
I don't
going,
know
but-
what they've done.
But you
in
know
the
what
past.
I'm saying, right?
I don't know what the past was.
But you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying. 5 people on this show. Let's go. Some of the big guys, Kiss My Ash and the Ash Holes themselves that have nationally syndicated shows. There's 3 or 4 of them on the shows. Only 1 of them gets a pass.
And
That's some crazy bullshit.
and the other ones have to buy. The TPA is all about money for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
But the
I don't know.
vendors, the manufacturers are the ones that spend the big money. The shops get their passes because
Yes.
they want the people to buy the cigars.
Right.
So a majority of the event is funded strictly by the big names.
You
The
got-
guys who have ashtrays.
Yeah.
but remember the shops. They got 3 passes, but they paid like $400 something to
Yeah.
get those 3 passes. So they're basically paying $150 a person.
And from my experience there, what if you're a small shop and your purchasing power is limited,
Yes.
you've just blown through what you're going to save by all the shop by having all of those event prices.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that's why a
I
lot of
concur.
folks are starting to not go. A lot of B&Ms are not going to the PCA because they're going to get the after show prices anyway for like a month.
Right.
So
At least 2 weeks.
why spend all that money to fly in wherever it is, New Orleans,
Stay in a
Richmond?
hotel.
Oh, you were smoking pat.
I was.
Stay in a hotel, airfare,
Lodging,
all
or
of that.
food, and all that. Yeah, everything included. You're
Yeah.
probably looking at about $1,000 for a 4-day event.
Oh,
maybe
Sounds
more.
about right? Maybe more. Yes.
Maybe more, because we are talking about major cities. So, to really, I know I took too long to answer your question, but
No, it was all right.
I don't see it being beneficial anymore, especially for the small brick and mortars.
Okay.
I mean, they could put a magazine out with what new stuff people putting out, because it's not like you get to try it at the show.
That's probably
maybe if you're a bigger, like you said, more purchasing power, they might light one up with you.
Are you
To try
going
the new
tomorrow,
stuff?
Bones?
No, going Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Got a golf tournament tomorrow.
So that really and plus, look, we're all disenfranchised by the fact that Amtrak screwed us out of having the ability to go over on a train and come back later on in the evening without having to worry about driving.
And parking and all that.
Not till June now, I think. I googled that address too. It's like right a few blocks away from the Superdome, right on the water.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
On the water, basically.
Yeah,
900 something.
There's a lot of parking available. There's no free parking in New Orleans.
No, of course not.
If you expect free parking,
you're out of your mind.
Even when you stay at a big hotel, we stay at the
they're charging you at the parking lot.
$20 to park inside their
per
parking
day,
garage.
Right?
Then you got
24 hours.
They got a lot of balls.
Then you got to Uber the way you want to go.
You're staying in their hotel.
That's
you would
a lot
think
of
that
balls.
would be the thing, right?
Yeah.
We did find one. It's off the beaten path. It's called the Alder, and it's more of an avant-garde. It's old Miami Vice type.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Miami Vice.
You park across the way from it, and it's actually the hospital, the medical center's parking spot or parking space. So they've got a guard tower, and they've got people that are there all 24 hours.
Security
and you can come and go as you want as a guest of this hotel.
With being safe.
So
somewhat.
You look at the cost of the price of parking in New Orleans, and if you get free parking and your hotel is $15 more a night than the one that charges you $20 for parking, you're
same thing.
You're a net $5.
Yeah.
No, if I thought about it, with all the people that are going to be there going tomorrow night or tonight, no, today's Friday, tomorrow night would have been a thought.
Tonight will probably be
go before dinner on tomorrow.
The hit event.
Yeah, spend the night there and then go do whatever on Sundays. But we also have with the TPA. There's a gentleman, Jake McCluskey, on there. No, not Jake. They also have a Mobile Lounge Association that part of it. There's more mobile lounges than you think, believe it or not.
I mean,
we talked about it. I'm still trying to get a hold of Patty, but they're having a Pensacola Cigar Festival in May. I told you it's like 4 days long. I'm not going to Pensacola. So I'm going for maybe a night, go down there in the morning, spend the night, and go spend the next day and then go home. But that's like the end of May till, what did I say, 29 May to 1 June?
I don't remember.
That's after you get back, kind of soon after you get back.
So, what do we got going on in the sports world?
What we're
interested in?
before
I'm
we
sorry,
go there,
Jeff.
Today
Mort?
we're smoking the Southern Draw Cedrus.
It's one of my favorites from them.
This is one of their flagship cigars. Even though it was released after a majority of them, this is one of their
main go-tos.
This is one of their mainstays.
I like it.
I'm a big fan of Robert Holt.
Yeah,
even
friend
though
of yours.
I mean, I would consider him a friend. We've met and spent time together a few times, and
many conversations.
He and his wife were very pleasant. They're very.
I remember meeting him the one time. He was a very nice fellow.
Yeah, big time. I wish that he were doing better because he released a whole bunch of stuff recently. that were just phenomenal cigars.
Okay.
But they're not. They seem to be more limited than anything else.
Okay.
This is one that sticks with. That's going to stick with them. This and the other ones we
What's
won't.
the pink one called?
That is the Rose of Sharon.
Yes, Rose of Sharon. I like that one too.
The second one.
But this,
Desert Rose.
Yeah,
this is very good.
This is probably one of the medium to bold cigars out of the Jacob's Ladder. The blue labeled one is the kicker.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's the tough one.
They knock you in the dirt
That's
sometimes.
that's got some balls to it.
If you're not ready for it, you're in trouble.
But where does he make these?
They're out of Nicaragua at EJ Fernandez.
What happened there?
Yeah, we all know what happened to Fernandez, and it seems like they've recovered pretty well. I've been seeing pictures from
Oh,
their
the production
factory.
floor come back already? Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that they may have lost a lot of tobacco, and that's probably a bad thing for them. But
Yeah,
they'll be okay. It's a large company.
they will bounce back.
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
Me
Somehow.
losing $10-20 million hurts. I'm not saying $10-20 million will hurt people, but they can bounce back. Like you said, they can bounce back from that a lot easier.
Yeah, I think just being as large as they are, they probably have a good size reserve.
Yes.
Anyway,
Backup. Yeah, you got a good backup.
When we went to the Barn Smoker, we got to hear JD talk about how he was one major storm away from bankruptcy as far as Drew Estate goes. So he sold as you would when you're concerned about things like that. And the smaller brands, they do have a tendency to get swallowed up if they're good, solid contenders.
Yes.
And we see the major names buying up the smaller labels to add to their portfolio.
That's the American way, ain't it?
It's I don't find it a negative thing. Some people consider it a sellout, but I don't consider it a negative thing because you're falling under the umbrella of a large corporation at that point. And if they're willing to keep you on as a label maker, man,
all that much better.
You got a guaranteed job.
Right.
But the whole point it's like tech companies, all these startup companies. They start up, they build a company up to get to be worth $400 or $500 million, and then the $1 billion company wants to buy them. Dude, I started from scratch in my garage, I'm selling for $500 million.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
It's the great American way.
So you don't have to put up with the headache anymore.
In this, because I was in the tech world, there's a lot of cases where companies would buy a startup with good valuation, and then just not even use their stuff. They would just mothball the product that they had because they were in contention with them, right? So I'm buying my contender out at their valuation price, and I'm not going to use their product. Or they would end up, because the contender's product was better, they would scrap theirs and keep and just rebrand it as their own. Saw that a dozen times. No guess.
Okay, you see where that eye is right there?
Yes.
What does that say?
0.
And then there's nobody in the.
I know you had to click on something.
No. That'll tell you how many are on.
Okay.
It's supposed to tell you how many are on.
Yes.
So 0. We're doing this till at least the subscription for Yard Streams runs out.
We're doing this to what?
Sadly,
Till at least the subscription to Yard Stream runs out.
When's that run out?
Oh, that was
like 9 months,
something like that. The Scotty did
Then
like
we'll
3-4 months.
How much is it to restream it?
$250. All depends on what the owners want to do. But so sports wise, we just got baseball going. We got the Masters going on, which we watch here.
Yes.
It's already on already.
Wait.
We'll be watching as soon as we get done here.
Just to clarify, we does not include me.
Yeah.
Well, the shop is a lot of folks that come in here want to watch the Masters. Not everybody does, but most folks.
A lot of people do.
It's all about sports. It's the only thing that's on during the day right now.
Right. Well, you got, it's going towards the playoffs for NBA. I know a lot of people don't follow it.
Hockey's
Some
already
people
started.
do.
Hockey
Hockey
too.
also. But they're making it.
We follow the NBA here only usually during the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. But you know what? It makes it more exciting.
We turn the games on when there's nothing else on.
Yeah, you got
And
5
that
minutes to
tells
go
you
and-
when the guys are going to really play, because they're not saying I got a hair in my nose and it's bothering me. I'm not playing today.
Yeah.
Speaking of one player who does that.
But they do that in baseball too. I need a
What?
I need a rest day. I'm tired.
I'll tell you what. With 162 games, I don't blame them. They're out there. It's hot. It's long. I really don't blame them for taking a game here and there unless it's important.
Dude, you get paid $40-50 million a year to play a game. Suck it up.
Tomorrow also starts the spring game season for college football.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of colleges are going away from the spring game, going to close practices
Yes,
for whatever. I mean,
not more than would prevent you from watching spring games, but a lot of them have taken back and said we would rather not have our spring practice
Hey, Donovan, how you doing, brother?
before the portal closes.
yeah.
We want to have our spring game after the portal closes, because look, those that follow sports understand the spring game is when they weed out those. These are going to be our starters. They figure out at that point these are our starters. And this is my backup guys.
And they're the red shirt. Do they call them?
Red shirts are your freshmen.
Okay.
Or
Thank you for
sophomores
clarifying that.
If they don't play,
they didn't have play time out on the field.
Okay.
So you've got all these athletes, and I see good and bad on both sides, right? If the portal's closed, those athletes that did not make the team or didn't make the cut, they can't move.
Right.
Now they have to either sit out a year or wait until the portal opens again.
Okay.
So I think it does them a disservice.
yeah,
But-
it's stuck.
But here's the
Yeah.
side that everybody is for it on. NIL money has made those scouts now, they're sitting watching these spring games and they're watching these starters, the hot shit players, and they're going, what are they paying you to stay there? We can do better.
Right.
The portal's open. We want you to come to
Wherever.
whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
you got those brokers that are out there shopping players
Yep.
to different teams, and when the portal opens, say, "Hey, I can get you here for this."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to go pro anyway, so I might as well go make some money.
Or maybe they
and
are.
It's sad that they're not going for the team they want necessarily.
No, the team
They don't want to
loyalty's
play
gone.
for the big guys. Notre
Team loyalty's
Dame,
gone.
Ohio State, Florida Gators.
It's just like
Michigan.
It's just like the pros. It's a farm
Yes,
system.
but you know what? It's a shame.
It has good and bad, Bob.
I know it
Bad,
does.
it's good and bad. Closing the portal before your spring game hurts those people that are trying to play, that
Yeah.
want to play, and then they can't transfer. But it also hurts the teams that have really good players. As I said, that you might lose that really good player because another team offers them more money.
Yes.
So what do you think of this, man?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm really enjoying it. And it seems like to me that I've been going to a medium and a full cigar lately. And I've been enjoying them instead of my standard. You know what I mean? Light to medium. Now I'm going medium to full. And I've been enjoying them.
Good.
This is a really good stick. I like this.
Good.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
So what's your rating?
Well, like I said, the burn, the draw, hence Southern draw. I'm going to give it a nice 8. I'm going to give it an 8 all around
Nice.
for all the 3 categories that we say with these: draw, the burn, the taste. Really nice. About a good 8.
Okay.
Good 8.
Bones?
I've liked it since it came out. To me, it's not burning. I mean, sometimes the point's a good thing, keeps you from ashing on shit. But other than that, I give it a 9, 9.5.
Nice.
I like it.
So you guys
You
know.
should buy them by the box.
You guys know when this cigar was released, I actually went to an event out of town
To get it.
to get it,
Yeah, I remember that.
and it was everything that I had ever hoped for from this type of cigar.
Okay.
This is, in my opinion, This is as near perfect as you can get
Wow.
as far as a cigar goes. This is if I had to pick a cigar for the rest of my life to have to smoke, and God, I hope you never have to do that because you get bored with it.
Yeah.
This would be the one.
Wow.
And it's only because
That's a bold statement.
it has never disappointed me. But look, I'm the type of guy just like everybody here at the table and anybody else that smokes cigars. I don't want to get stuck with just one for the rest of my life.
Right.
Because guess what's going to end up happening? I'm going to quit smoking them because
You got to get your palate back. You got to get your flavor back.
it's dead to me.
But so you were on Gilligan's Island and they asked you what you wanted. You're going to say the Southern Drawl Citrus.
I would hope that would be one of the options. Yes.
Okay, cool. So
I'm
that's looking at a 10 then, I think.
I'm not going to give it a 10. Nobody gets a perfect score.
Nobody gets a 10.
No, I'm going to give it a 9.25.
Okay,
Every
9.25. That's
cigar
nice.
has a little that keeps it from the. That's a good question. If you had to be stuck with just one for the rest of your life, I'm leaning towards that one you got right there, the Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh, that's a solid cigar too.
That's my
No question about it.
the Robusto.
I haven't smoked enough of them to say that about that cigar. I smoked a couple. I do remember enjoying them, but I don't know.
They're just hard to get.
Yeah, that's what makes it interesting when you get it.
Well,
They're not overly expensive. They're not cheap, but they're not overly expensive.
we got a couple of minutes to kill, so let's talk about scarcity.
Okay.
Kind of expensive.
My opinion, again, not necessarily that of my co-workers here. I think that brands create artificial scarcity to boost up
The price.
profits, boost up sales.
Sure.
I agree 100%.
Anytime that you log into you get emails from the major contenders, the big shops, right?
Oh,
National
yeah.
shops. And it's limited to 1,000 boxes.
Yeah.
Boom. That when I see that, I go automatically. I say they're trying to make people buy because there's only 1,000 left.
Yeah, there's limited. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. It's
So-
marketing.
It is. It's a good marketing ploy. It does
Yeah.
work.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And there's I got to say this right, not that anybody's watching this and gets in any kind of trouble, but there's one certain brand or person that does a lot of that.
Well,
We'll discuss that afterwards. I'll give you the name afterwards. You can
I
probably
know who
figure
you
it
mean.
I
out.
think a lot of labels do that for marketing purposes. I don't necessarily agree with it, but this is one definitely. Bones gets the emails as well as I do. They come out like twice a year saying, this is it for
one comes
the next 6 months.
See, they don't have to do it, but when they do it, it's limited.
Well, they don't have to. That's the thing,
Right.
because people that want them are going to get them
They
anyway.
could put them on the shelves all day long, probably.
They're going to get them anyway.
Yeah.
When brands start saying they're limited to 1,000 boxes, well, you're going to get the big box stores, the national chains that are going to say, I want 500.
Yeah.
Let's take this a step further too, and I'll name this one, Drew Estates. They come out with their Facebook Live events,
Freestyle Live, yes.
and they've been doing them. When they first came out, it was like every 6 months they come out with a new cigar, which is great. They came out with Nicaragua, the Blue, which was the Adobe. I think by far the best next to the M81.
Yeah,
Then they just started banging them out.
right.
Like the last couple came out month and a half apart from each other.
Yeah.
But they don't give out the prizes they used to give out.
No, they don't.
And they're getting, little travel humor this time around, a bandana, just
Junk.
crap we all have
Yeah.
a lot of already.
Swag. Shit
Right,
we already
You know,
have.
do I need another travel humidor? No. Am I going to buy that just to get that? And when I can just smoke any Fat Bottom Betty with the stuff they've all been coming out with already?
Yes.
And they've been flavored cigars for the last 3-4 times?
They really have, yeah.
I personally know. We used to love coming in here and watching the show and waiting to see if we got our name drawn,
Right.
but it doesn't happen anymore. I'll
Yeah.
pay $40 for that for a chance to win some of the stuff that we're going to get. But $40 to get stuff I already have,
No, it's not good.
and I'm already getting yelled at for all the shit in the garage on the shelf.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I agree. That's the marketing plan of the Freestyle Live was it was good at the beginning. But I will say that, Bones, you're spot on as far as for the hobbyist that smoke cigars, buying that package for 4 cigars that are not named yet,
Right.
and you smoke them and you realize it's flavored. I'm not
I'm
much
not
into
too
that.
much into
Now,
that.
granted, in the past, $40, you got solid metal cutters, some nice stuff. A lighter. I mean, those tube lighters we have. I mean, they're what 11. We sell them for $11.99.
Yeah.
But they're good lighters.
Just don't touch the 2 ends.
Oh,
Right.
dude, I did that one time. I lit it upside down.
You get lit up
right on the.
No, I'm talking about when you touch them when you're lighting it. They're one of those 2 copper things on the top. It'll give you a zap, dude.
No, not doing that.
On the top, on the
right
on
here.
the sides. No.
Oh,
No,
here?
right there. By your finger.
Oh,
Put your
okay.
finger on that thing when you light it up.
No, I don't want to.
I was waiting for him
Give
to
you a little zap.
It's like a 9-volt.
it's
It's like a 9-volt
No,
battery.
it's not.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, their swag for the last couple events went kind of crappy. You know what I mean? You know you're not going to use the flag. You know what I mean? If the this went from real nice to just okay.
Classic.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
The best cutter we have in here that we've ever had in here is the Perdomo cutter.
Yes.
It came from the lighter cutter set. That you got.
Now that lighter is a good lighter, but we've all discussed that's not a shop lighter.
It is not.
That's a personal lighter at home
Yes.
because it gets so much use here. It
Yeah.
burns out quick. Not that it burns out; it's still usable, but you have to charge it up. You have to refill it again. It just goes through a lot.
It's a nice lighter though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that, and,
Remember when
and an
Stanley
ashtray
first
for
brought
buying
them
2
in?
boxes? Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So
I got
one
enough
of the
of those
things
at
you don't
home.
need brass knuckles if you got that in your hand.
No.
No, that's going to give you a solid
Yeah.
whoop. Mav,
So,
take us on out of here.
All right. For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge, we're going to wish you a happy and healthy weekend. From Bones, Mort, and myself, Maverick, we're going to wish you a good day. See you next week, guys.
I think I might do.